dark matter and dark energy. The hidden forces shaping the universe. For centuries, humanity believed we understood the cosmos. Stars, planets, and galaxies, everything we could see made up our universe. But what if I told you that everything visible, everything we know, accounts for only 5% of reality? The screen fades to black, and text appears, the other 95%, dark matter and dark energy. 1. The mystery of dark matter. Holding the universe together. In the 1930s, astronomers noticed something strange. Galaxies weren't behaving as expected. Based on the laws of physics, they should be flying apart, but they weren't. Something invisible was holding them together. They called this force dark matter. It doesn't emit light, it doesn't interact with ordinary atoms. But it has gravity, and it makes up nearly 27% of the universe. Even today, we still don't know exactly what it is. Some believe it could be exotic particles that barely interact with normal matter. Others suspect it could be something even stranger, like hidden dimensions. Two, dark energy, the force tearing the universe apart. If dark matter holds the universe together, then dark energy is tearing it apart. In the late 1990s, astronomers made a shocking discovery. The universe isn't just expanding, it's accelerating. Something is pushing space itself outward, faster than gravity can pull it back. This mysterious force is called dark energy, and it makes up a staggering 68% of the universe. But what is it? Some scientists believe dark energy could be a property of space itself. An invisible field woven into the fabric of reality. Others think it could be a sign that our entire understanding of physics is incomplete. 3. Could quantum physics hold the answer? Could the answers to dark matter and dark energy lie in the strange world of quantum physics? Some theories suggest that virtual particles, tiny, fleeting particles that pop in and out of existence, could influence cosmic expansion. Or perhaps dark matter is made of yet undiscovered quantum particles that interact in ways we haven't imagined. Physicists are searching deep underground and in space for these mysterious forces. If they succeed, we may unlock a new era of physics. One that could change everything we know about the universe. 4. Are we missing something bigger? But what if we're looking at this all wrong? Some scientists believe that dark matter and dark energy might not be separate at all, but different aspects of the same underlying phenomenon. Could there be a deeper layer of reality? One that binds everything together in ways we're only beginning to understand? The greatest mystery of our time. Dark matter and dark energy make up 95% of everything. Yet they remain the greatest unsolved mysteries in science. But perhaps, just beyond our reach, lies the key to understanding the true nature of the universe. What do you think dark matter and dark energy really are? Could they be something even more mysterious than we imagine? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me on the next journey through the unknown, here on Mystic Prism. Imagine you could hop into a time machine, press a button, and be anywhere in time, past, present, or future. What would you do? Go back to your childhood? Visit the dinosaurs? Or maybe peek into 2040 to see if flying cars are really a thing? Well, while we're not there yet, the idea of time travel has captivated humans for centuries. It's in our books, movies, and even our wildest daydreams. But here's the big question. Can we actually time travel? Or is it just a fun concept for sci-fi movies and bad 90s TV shows? Today, we'll break down the science behind time travel, take a stroll through some mind-bending theories, and, most importantly, see what lessons we can learn to apply in our own lives right now. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mystic Prism. I'm Abony. And if you're new here, we explore everything from mind-bending mysteries to groundbreaking science, space, technology, and more. If you love diving deep into the unknown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community of curious minds. Alright, let's jump into today's topic, the science of time travel. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride through time. The science behind time travel. Alright, first, let's talk science. No time travel story would be complete without Einstein's theory of relativity. Here's the thing, time is relative. Think about it this way. If you were to travel at the speed of light, time would actually slow down for you compared to someone standing still on Earth. So, in theory, if you could somehow keep up with light, you'd essentially be traveling into the future. It's called time dilation. Fancy name, simple concept. Now, before you start searching for a space shuttle on Craigslist, let's take a second to remember. No human is anywhere close to traveling at the speed of light. So, in the meantime, we're stuck with the whole waiting for the future thing. Sorry, no time machines in your closet yet. Can we travel to the past? Okay, let's shift gears. What about the past? Can we reverse time and go visit the dinosaurs? Or, prevent a bad decision from 2014? Well, that's where things get tricky. Physicists have long debated whether it's even possible. The big problem? The grandfather paradox. If you went back in time and changed something major, like, say, stopping your grandfather from meeting your grandmother, you wouldn't be born, right? But wait, if you weren't born, how did you go back in time to change things in the first place? Mind blown. Some scientists believe that to avoid messing up the timeline, we'd have to exist in something called parallel universes. Essentially, if you change the past, you create a new timeline. And your original timeline still exists somewhere out there in the multiverse. But again, we don't have a multiverse travel guide just yet. Time travel in practical terms. What does this mean for you? Now that we've made your brain hurt a little, let's zoom out and get practical. What's the takeaway from all this? Here's the truth. While time travel might be a bit far off, the idea can still be incredibly powerful for personal growth. Here's how you can use the principles of time to get ahead in your own life. 1. Live in the present, but plan for the future. Just like time dilation shows how time moves differently depending on your speed, your perception of time can drastically change depending on how present and focused you are. The more you live fully in the moment, the more time seems to stretch out in terms of productivity and happiness. Focus on today while setting yourself up for tomorrow. 2. Learn from the past, but don't dwell on it. You can't change the past, but you can learn from it. Use mistakes or successes as stepping stones. Time travel to the past in your mind for lessons, but don't get stuck there. Don't repeat your mistakes. Rewind, learn, and move forward. 3. Take small steps today to build your future. While you can't hit a button and jump 20 years ahead, you can act today in a way that makes tomorrow look much brighter. Every decision you make now is a tiny time machine that propels you to a better future. Start small, but be consistent. Whether it's reading a book, learning a new skill, or just sticking to a healthier habit, the time you invest today will compound in the future. Actionable steps. Make your own time machine. So, here's your real-life time travel hack. The best time machine is the one you create today. You can't time travel like Doc Brown just yet, but you can build your own time machine for personal transformation. 1. Set clear goals. Just like a time traveler would have a destination, set a clear vision for where you want to be in the future. Break it down into achievable steps. 2. Take action now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The best time to start working on your future self is now. Whether it's starting a new habit, learning something new, or applying for that dream job, every action counts. 3. Track your progress. Time travel isn't just about going from point A to B. It's about measuring the distance you've covered. Look back every few weeks or months to see how far you've come. Celebrate your progress and use it as fuel to keep going. 4. Focus on long-term impact. Make decisions today that will matter tomorrow. Think about the impact of your daily choices and how they'll shape your future. Sometimes small decisions, like choosing to be patient or working through discomfort, have the biggest payoff. Wrap up and final thoughts. So, there you have it. Time travel might not be a button away, but that doesn't mean you can't start building the future you want right now. The secret to time travel isn't in some machine. It's in how you choose to live today. Make the present count. Learn from the past, and take intentional actions to shape the future. Time is your most valuable resource. Use it wisely. And hey, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, in the future, someone will look back and say, you know, that was when the time travelers started taking action. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys into the unknown. Who knows what we'll discover next time? Until then, keep moving forward in time, one step at a time. This should now feel more structured and engaging. with the welcome to Mystic Prism intro included. Let me know if you need further tweaks or additions. Imagine this. It's the late 1800s. European nations are slicing Africa into pieces like it's a buffet at the Berlin Conference. The entire continent is up for grabs, almost, because there's one nation that won't go down without a fight. A land of mountains, ancient traditions, and fierce determination. Ethiopia. How did this one country, against all odds, avoid colonization? Let's break it down. 1. The emperor with a plan. First, we need to talk about Emperor Menelik II. This guy was a leader with a plan. He wasn't just sitting around waiting for colonizers to knock on his door. He saw what was happening to his neighbors, Sudan, Somalia, and others, and said, "Not on my watch." To the battle that shook an empire. Now, let's fast forward to 1896. Italy had this plan to take over Ethiopia. They thought it would be an easy win, just like they'd seen in other parts of Africa. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Menelik had mobilized an army of 100,000 men, drawn from all corners of Ethiopia. This wasn't just a military force, it was a national movement. Victory at Adwa. The two sides clashed at Adwa. On one side, you've got the Italians, equipped with their European technology. On the other, you've got Menelik's forces, armed to the teeth and fighting on home turf. The Italians underestimated everything. The Ethiopian strategy, the numbers, and the sheer determination. By the end of the battle, Ethiopia handed Italy a humiliating defeat. Thousands of Italian soldiers were dead or captured, and the rest? They ran for their lives. For the land that fought back. Host. But let's be real, it wasn't just about one battle. Ethiopia had other advantages too. For starters, look at the land. It's basically a natural fortress. Those mountains and valleys? They're not just pretty, they're a nightmare for invading armies. Combine that with a unified sense of identity, rooted in centuries of history and the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and you've got a recipe for resistance. 5. Defiance during occupation. Now, to be fair, there was a brief period when Ethiopia was occupied. In the 1930s, Mussolini's fascist Italy invaded, and for a few years, they held parts of the country. But guess what? Even then, Ethiopians never stopped resisting. By 1941, with some help from Allied forces, they kicked the Italians out for good. 6. A legacy of resilience. Host. Ethiopia's story is more than just a history lesson. It's a symbol of resilience. While much of Africa was colonized, Ethiopia stood as a beacon of hope and pride for the entire continent. It showed the world that resistance was possible, and that unity and strategy could beat even the most powerful empires. History that inspires the future. Host. So, the next time someone asks you how Ethiopia avoided colonization, just tell them. Strong leadership, smart diplomacy, fierce resistance, and an unshakable sense of identity. That's how. Thanks for watching Mystic Prism, where we uncover the stories that shaped our world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating content. See you next time. For contact backhand index pointing right, Ebenezer 1272. The 7 Wonders of the World. The greatest marvels of human civilization. They are the masterpieces of human ambition, engineering, and artistic vision. Testaments to the boundless imagination of our ancestors. From the towering pyramids of Egypt to the breathtaking Taj Mahal. These structures continue to captivate and inspire. Welcome to Mystic Prism, where today, we uncover the secrets and wonders behind the 7 wonders of the world. 1. The Great Wall of China, the Endless Dragon. Stretching over 13,000 miles, the Great Wall of China stands as one of the most ambitious construction projects in history. Built over centuries, beginning as early as the 7th century BC, the wall was designed to protect China from invading forces. But contrary to popular belief, it's not visible from space with the naked eye. Instead, its true marvel lies in the sheer effort of millions of laborers who built it, brick by brick, stone by stone, creating an enduring symbol of strength and perseverance. 2. The Colosseum, Rome's gladiator arena. Imagine standing among 50,000 roaring spectators, watching gladiators clash in epic battles. This was the spectacle of the Roman Colosseum, built in 80 AD by Emperor Vespasian and completed by his son, Titus. More than just an arena, it was a political tool, demonstrating Rome's power and providing entertainment to the masses. Despite earthquakes and centuries of wear, its ruins still whisper stories of the blood, sweat, and glory that once filled its walls. 3. The Taj Mahal, a monument of eternal love. A love story carved in stone, the Taj Mahal was built in the 17th century by Emperor Shah Jahan as a mausoleum for his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal. It took over 20 years and thousands of artisans to complete, using white marble inlaid with precious stones. A symbol of undying love, the Taj Mahal changes color with the sky, blushing pink at dawn, dazzling white by day, and glowing golden under the moonlight. 4. Christ the Redeemer, the Guardian of Rio. Overlooking the vibrant city of Rio de Janeiro, Christ the Redeemer stands with outstretched arms, a symbol of peace and faith. Completed in 1931, this 98-foot-tall statue was a collaboration between Brazilian and French artists, blending art with spirituality. Built atop Mount Corcovado, it has withstood lightning, storms, and time itself, remaining one of the most iconic landmarks in the world. 5. Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas. High in the Andes Mountains of Peru lies Machu Picchu, an ancient Incan city shrouded in mystery. Built in the 15th century and abandoned a century later, its true purpose remains unknown. Was it a royal estate, a religious sanctuary, or something more? Rediscovered in 1911, its intricate stonework and astronomical alignments continue to baffle historians and archaeologists alike. 6. Chichén Itzá, Mexico's Pyramid of the Sun. Once the heart of the mighty Mayan civilization, Chichén Itzá is a city of secrets and astronomical precision. Its most famous structure, El Castillo, is a pyramid that aligns perfectly with the sun during the equinox, creating a shadow of a serpent slithering down its steps. This sacred city was a hub of knowledge, astronomy, and human sacrifice, leaving behind a legacy carved in stone. 7. Petra, the rose-red city of the desert. Hidden in the deserts of Jordan, Petra is an ancient city carved directly into the cliffs. Built by the Nabateans over 2,000 years ago, it was a thriving trade hub connecting the East and the West. The city's most famous monument, Al-Khazna, or the Treasury, glows red at sunrise, revealing intricate carvings that have survived the test of time. A lost city rediscovered, Petra remains one of the greatest wonders of human civilization. These wonders are more than just ancient relics. They are stories of human ambition, resilience, and creativity. They remind us of what we are capable of when we dare to dream big. Which of these wonders fascinates you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible explorations, only on Mystic Prism. Cue dramatic music and visuals of ancient tools transitioning into modern supercomputers. Have you ever wondered how the devices we rely on daily, our laptops, smartphones, and tablets, originated? It all started thousands of years ago with the simplest tools. But how did we leap from counting on fingers to creating machines capable of solving problems in milliseconds? Stay tuned as we uncover the untold and fascinating history of computers, a journey of innovation, genius, and sheer determination that transformed our world forever. Cut to a dynamic montage: stone tablets, the abacus, punch cards, early computers like ENIAC, and sleek modern devices. 1. The dawn of computing, ancient era. Long before the digital age, humanity needed tools to solve complex calculations. The abacus, invented around 2400 BCE, was a groundbreaking invention, a simple yet powerful tool for addition and subtraction. Fast forward to 100 BCE, and we have the Antikythera mechanism, a marvel of ancient engineering used to predict astronomical events. Was this the first analog computer? Perhaps. 2. The birth of mechanical computing, 17th to 19th century. In the 1600s, visionaries like Blaise Pascal and Gottfried Leibniz developed mechanical calculators. These machines laid the groundwork for something bigger. By the 1800s, Charles Babbage envisioned the analytical engine, a machine with memory and processing power. Though it was never built during his time, his ideas inspired generations. And then came Ada Lovelace, the world's first programmer. She saw potential in Babbage's machine to do more than crunch numbers. It could create music, art, and beyond. Talk about visionary. 3. The digital revolution, 20th century. The 20th century brought a technological explosion. During World War II, computers like Colossus and ENIAC emerged, capable of solving equations that would take humans years. These behemoths were massive, filling entire rooms, but marked the beginning of the digita. In 1947, the invention of the transistor revolutionized computing, shrinking machines while boosting their power. By the 1970s, microchips had paved the way for personal computers. 4. The personal computer era, 1980s and beyond. Then came the personal computer revolution. Companies like Apple, IBM, and Microsoft made computers accessible to everyday people. From the Macintosh to Windows, the 1980s and 1990s saw computing enter homes, schools, and offices worldwide. 5. The future of computing. And today, we stand on the brink of a new revolution. With artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and advancements in machine learning, the possibilities are endless. Computers have become extensions of ourselves, tools that shape the way we live, work, and dream. From the abacus to artificial intelligence, the history of computers is a story of human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of progress. And as we venture into the future, one thing is certain: the story of computing is far from over. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fascinating stories from the past, present, and beyond. See you next time. Ever had that sinking feeling when you check your bank account and something doesn't look right? A charge you don't remember? Now imagine waking up to find everything gone. Your money, your identity, Your entire online life, stolen by someone you've never met. Sounds like a bad dream, right? But for millions of people, this is real life. Cybercriminals are out there right now, hacking, scamming, and stealing. And the worst part? It's getting easier for them. Our internet, this thing we rely on for everything, was never built to be secure. It was designed for connection, not protection. And as technology gets smarter, so do the hackers. But what if we could fix it? What if we could create an internet that's truly unhackable? Scientists are working on exactly that. It's called the quantum internet, and it's about to change everything. 1. The internet is broken. Let's be real. The internet wasn't built for security. It was built for communication. A way for scientists to share information. A tool for businesses to connect. A place for us to send cat videos to our friends. But over time, we started using it for things we never planned for. Banking, medical records, even government secrets. And that's when it became a goldmine for hackers. Cybercrime, a growing threat. Cybercrime isn't just about stolen passwords. It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And the damage goes way beyond money. Let's talk about some of the biggest cyber attacks in history. 2017, the WannaCry ransomware attack. A single virus infected over 230,000 computers in 150 countries. Hospitals, airports, businesses completely paralyzed. Doctors couldn't access patient records. Surgeries were delayed. All because of one vulnerability. 2020, SolarWinds breach. Hackers broke into U.S. government agencies, including NASA and the Pentagon, by slipping malicious code into a software update. They weren't just stealing data, they were spying on an entire government. 2023, MOVI data breach. Millions of people had their most sensitive personal data stolen, from banks, government agencies, and hospitals. And here's the scary part. This is just the beginning. Quantum computers, a hacker's dream? Right now, our online security depends on encryption, complex mathematical puzzles that would take today's supercomputers centuries to crack. But quantum computers? They could solve those puzzles in seconds. That means, once quantum computing reaches its full potential, no password, no encryption, nothing we use today will be safe anymore. So what can we do? We need something new, something unbreakable, something based not on math, but on the laws of physics. And that's where the quantum internet comes in. 2. What is the quantum internet? So, what exactly is the quantum internet? And how is it different from the one we have now? Let's start with the basics. Classical versus quantum computing. Right now, everything on the internet runs on classical computers, machines that process information using ones and zeros. Like flipping a coin, it lands on heads or tails. But quantum computers? They don't play by those rules. Superposition, the multitasking superpower. Instead of just ones and zeros, quantum bits, or qubits, can be both at the same time. Imagine flipping a coin and having it land on heads and tails at once. Sounds impossible, right? But this is what allows quantum computers to process information at speeds we've never seen before. Entanglement, the cosmic connection. Now, here's where it gets even weirder. Quantum particles can become entangled. This means when you change one, the other instantly reacts, even if they're on opposite sides of the universe. Einstein called this spooky action at a distance. And for the quantum internet, this means one thing: unhackable communication. 3. Why the quantum internet is unhackable. Think about today's internet security. It's all about encryption, turning data into a locked puzzle that only the right key can unlock. But quantum computers will break those locks instantly. That's where quantum encryption comes in. Quantum key distribution, QKD, the self-destructing code. Instead of using math-based encryption, quantum encryption is based on the laws of physics. If a hacker tries to intercept a quantum encrypted message, the data self-destructs before they can read it. Think of it like sending a letter that bursts into flames if the wrong person opens it. This means, white heavy checkmark, no leaks. White heavy checkmark, no hacks. White heavy checkmark, no surveillance. That's why intelligence agencies, NSA, CIA, and even global security firms are already investing in this technology. Because in a future where quantum computers can break every existing password, only quantum encryption can keep our secrets safe. 4. Who's racing to build it? Right now, the world's biggest tech giants and governments are in a race to build the first global quantum internet. China launched the world's first quantum satellite and successfully sent encrypted messages from space. Google and IBM developing quantum computing systems to create secure networks. Europe investing billions into quantum internet projects to secure future communications. And here's the big question: who gets to control it? Will it be used to protect privacy and freedom, or will it become the ultimate surveillance tool? This is why we need to pay attention now. 5. How can we prepare? So, what can we do to make sure this technology is used for good? White heavy checkmark, stay informed. Quantum tech is coming. The more we understand it, the better we can shape its future. White heavy checkmark, push for ethical use. We need laws that ensure this technology isn't controlled by a select few. White heavy checkmark, secure your digital life. Until quantum encryption becomes mainstream, protect yourself now. Use strong, unique passwords. Enable multi-factor authentication. Use VPNs and encrypted messaging apps. White heavy checkmark, support ethical tech. Back organizations that fight for digital privacy and security for all. The quantum internet has the power to level the playing field, but only if we make sure it's used for the right reasons. The unbreakable future. The quantum internet isn't just another new technology. It's a turning point. For the first time in history, we have the chance to create an internet that protects people instead of exploiting them. But how we use this technology will define our future. Do we build a world where privacy is a right? Or do we let it become another tool for control and surveillance? The choice is ours. If you believe in a future where technology works for everyone, hit like, subscribe, and share. Let's build a future that's secure, fair, and free. See you next time on Mystic Prism. The dawn of civilization. Millions of years ago, long before history was written, the first humans walked this earth. They were wanderers, moving with the seasons, surviving through instinct, and shaping their world with nothing but their hands and their minds. They tamed fire, created tools, and, in time, began to leave their mark, not just on the land, but in the echoes of time itself. Deep in hidden caves, they painted their world. These were not just pictures, they were stories, messages for those who would come after. The first whispers of communication, the earliest traces of human expression. But as time passed, something remarkable happened. No longer just wanderers, humanity learned to harness the land. The great rivers, Nile, Tigris, Euphrates, Indus, became the lifeblood of the first civilizations. They tamed animals, sowed crops, and built towering cities where once there was only wilderness. These were the foundations of everything that followed. In Mesopotamia, the Sumerians etched the first known writing, cuneiform, onto clay tablets, preserving knowledge for generations. In Egypt, pharaohs ruled with divine authority, raising colossal pyramids as monuments to eternity. And in the Indus Valley, a civilization flourished with advanced cities, yet shrouded in mystery to this day. As civilization expanded, so did its ambitions. Kings rose to power, empires formed, and the first laws were written in stone. From Hammurabi's code in Babylon to the oracle bones of ancient China, humanity was no longer just surviving. It was building the foundations of history itself. The dawn of civilization was not just the beginning of history. It was the first step toward everything we know today. The first cities, the first laws, the first written words, each a thread in the vast tapestry of human progress. This structure is solid and engaging. Here's a continuation and refinement to enhance the cinematic flow. The rise of empires. 1. The classical world, Greece and Rome. As civilizations flourished, the world witnessed the rise of two great powers, Greece and Rome. Greece, the cradle of democracy, philosophy, and art, laid the foundations of Western thought. Their ideas would shape history for millennia to come. They questioned existence, reason, and governance. Mathematics, astronomy, and medicine flourished under their watch. Their stories, myths, and tragedies still echo in the halls of literature today. But while Greece gave the world ideas, Rome gave it order. From a republic to an empire, Rome mastered governance, law, and engineering. Roads stretched like veins across continents, carrying soldiers, merchants, and ideas. The Colosseum roared with the sounds of gladiatorial combat. Aqueducts carried fresh water to cities, a testament to Roman ingenuity. Rome's power was unmatched. For centuries, it stood as the heart of the known world, until, like all great empires, it began to crumble. Two, the Eastern empires. But while the West was shaped by Greece and Rome, mighty empires thrived in the East. In Persia, the Achaemenid Empire rose under Cyrus the Great, stretching from Greece to India. With roads and governance that rivaled even Rome's, the Persians built an empire of tolerance and strategy. Persia's rule was not just through conquest, but through diplomacy. Their system of governance and infrastructure would influence empires for centuries. Meanwhile, in India, the Maurya and Gupta empires became centers of knowledge. The concept of zero was born here, along with advancements in medicine, astronomy, and philosophy that would shape the world beyond their borders. From the wisdom of the Vedas to the teachings of the Buddha, India's spiritual and intellectual legacy would ripple through time. And further east, China's dynasties flourished. The Qin unified China, raising the Great Wall as a shield against invaders. The Han expanded trade, sending silk and spices westward along routes that would one day connect the world. Paper, printing, and the compass, innovations that would change the course of history, were born here. While Rome ruled the West, China stood as the titan of the East. The rise of empires defined an era of ambition, conquest, and innovation. But power is never eternal. As one empire rises, another falls, and the cycle of history marches ever forward. This section has a strong structure and cinematic feel. Here's a refined and expanded version with a seamless narrative flow. Middle Ages and the Age of Exploration. 1. The Medieval World. The fall of Rome marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new age, the Middle Ages. Europe, fractured and chaotic, fell into feudalism. Lords ruled over castles, knights waged war for honor and land, and peasants toiled in the fields under the ever-watchful eyes of their rulers. But this was no mere age of darkness. Beneath the feudal order, ideas continued to simmer. Religion spread its influence, shaping kingdoms and inspiring towering cathedrals that reached for the heavens. Meanwhile, from the north, the Vikings arrived, raiders, traders, and explorers. They struck terror into European hearts, but also forged new connections across the world, from the British Isles to the Byzantine Empire, and even as far as North America. The Islamic world. A golden sunrise over Baghdad, scholars writing under candlelight, the grand house of wisdom bustling with activity. But while Europe was engulfed in conflict, another world flourished. In the heart of the Islamic Golden Age, the House of Wisdom in Baghdad became a sanctuary of knowledge. Here, scholars preserved and translated the works of the Greeks and Romans, ensuring that their wisdom would not be lost to time. Mathematics, medicine, astronomy. The Islamic world advanced science beyond what had ever been imagined. Their discoveries would later fuel the Renaissance and reshape the world's understanding of the universe. The Middle Ages were not just a time of war, but of transformation. As faith clashed with reason, as empires crumbled and rose again, the seeds of the modern world were being planted. 2. The Renaissance and global exploration. Then, from the ashes of the past, a new dawn emerged. The Renaissance, a rebirth of art, science, and knowledge. The rediscovery of ancient wisdom in Europe ignited a revolution in thought, creativity, and innovation. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo brought the human form to life in ways never before seen. Their masterpieces, sculpted and painted, captured the depth of human emotion and the beauty of the natural world. Meanwhile, the Renaissance was not just about art, it was about discovery. Galileo peered into the cosmos, challenging the idea that the Earth was the center of the universe. Copernicus dared to suggest that the Sun, not the Earth, was the true heart of our celestial system. And as minds expanded, so did horizons. The age of exploration had begun. Columbus, Magellan, and others set sail into the unknown, driven by ambition, curiosity, and the search for new trade routes. These journeys would forever change the world, linking the East with the West, exchanging ideas, cultures, and goods in a global network that had never existed before. The Middle Ages had given way to an age of discovery, setting the stage for the revolutions to come. The world was no longer a land of isolated kingdoms and empires. It was becoming one interconnected tapestry, bound by trade, technology, and the thirst for knowledge. This section has a strong foundation. Here's an expanded and immersive version to deepen the storytelling and enhance the cinematic impact. The Industrial Revolution and the Modern Era. 1. The Age of Revolutions. The 18th and 19th centuries ignited a fire that would reshape the world. In the Americas, 13 colonies dared to defy the might of the British Empire, declaring their right to govern themselves. Across the ocean, the people of France, suffocated under the weight of monarchy and inequality, rose up in a revolution drenched in blood and ideals. These revolutions were more than battles. They were declarations of a new world order. The ideals of liberty, democracy, and human rights, once whispered in secret gatherings, now echoed through the streets, inspiring oppressed peoples across the globe. But revolutions do not end with the fall of kings. As Napoleon's empire expanded, so too did the idea that people had the right to rule themselves. Even in his defeat, the seeds of change had been sown, and the world would never be the same. 2. The Industrial Revolution. Then came an even greater transformation, one not fought with muskets and swords, but with steel and steam. The Industrial Revolution. Machines replaced human hands, and invention after invention reshaped the way people lived, worked, and traveled. The steam engine powered an age of factories, railroads, and global trade. The telegraph shrank distances, making the world feel smaller, more connected. Cities swelled with opportunity, and with it, overcrowding, pollution, and a new class of factory workers. But progress came at a cost. The rise of industry meant long hours, child labor, and unsafe conditions for the working class. And as Europe's factories grew, so did their hunger for resources. Colonial powers expanded their reach, exploiting lands and people in Africa, Asia, and the Americas. The Industrial Age was not just an era of invention, it was an era of empire. The race for resources and wealth fueled imperialism, creating deep divisions that would one day lead to global conflict. The world had entered a new era of progress, one that would bring both marvels and horrors. And as the 20th century approached, humanity stood on the edge of its most defining moment yet. Here's an expanded and immersive version of Part 5, The World at War, emphasizing the personal, emotional, and cinematic aspects of history while maintaining clarity and accuracy. The World at War. 1. World War I and the Treaty of Versailles. In 1914, a single bullet changed the course of history. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand ignited a chain reaction, pulling Europe's great powers into war. What should have been a regional conflict spiraled into a global catastrophe, World War I. They called it the Great War, a war unlike anything the world had seen. Men dug into trenches, facing machine guns, poison gas, and relentless artillery fire. Millions perished, their bodies swallowed by the endless mud. For 4 years, the world bled, and when the guns finally fell silent, the world was forever changed. In 1919, the victors sought to ensure peace. The Treaty of Versailles placed the blame squarely on Germany, imposing crushing reparations and stripping it of its territories. But instead of securing peace, it planted the seeds of resentment. The world hoped that this was the war to end all wars. But beneath the surface, new tensions brewed. The wounds of the past had not healed, they had only deepened. World War II. But peace was fleeting. The scars of World War I gave rise to new nightmares. In Germany, economic collapse and political turmoil paved the way for a dictator, Adolf Hitler. Promising to restore Germany's greatness, he built an empire of fear and aggression. World War II had begun. This was not just a war of nations, it was a war of ideologies. Democracy versus fascism, freedom versus tyranny. Hitler's forces stormed through Europe, seizing control of Paris, threatening Britain. In the east, Japan launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, drawing the United States into the global conflict. The world was now fully at war. But the greatest horror was yet to come. Hitler's vision of a pure empire led to the systematic extermination of 6 million Jews, along with millions of others deemed undesirable. The Holocaust remains one of the darkest chapters in human history. Then came the turning point. In 1944, the Allies launched D-Day, the largest invasion in history. With unyielding determination, they fought their way through France, pushing the Nazis back. The tide of war had shifted. By 1945, the war in Europe was nearing its end. Hitler, defeated and abandoned, took his own life. Germany surrendered. The war in Europe was over. But in the Pacific, the battle was far from over. The United States sought to end the war swiftly. The answer lay in a weapon unlike any other. The world witnessed its first glimpse of nuclear devastation. In an instant, entire cities were obliterated. Thousands perished instantly. Thousands more suffered in the aftermath. World War II left scars that would never fade. Over 70 million lives lost. Cities reduced to rubble. Humanity had seen the depths of its own destruction and the dawn of a new era, where nuclear weapons held the power to end civilization itself. In the aftermath, the world vowed never again. War criminals were held accountable at Nuremberg. The United Nations was formed in hopes of preserving peace. But as one war ended, a new kind of conflict emerged, the Cold War. The digital age and the future. 1. The information revolution and the rise of computers. As the Cold War drew to a close, another revolution was taking shape. One that would redefine human civilization. The information revolution, fueled by computing power and digital connectivity, would transform how we live, work, and think. In the 1970s and 80s, the dawn of personal computing began. Silicon Valley became the birthplace of the digital world, as pioneers like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and countless engineers worked to make computers accessible to the masses. But But it was the internet that truly changed everything. By the 1990s, the world was more connected than ever before. Information was no longer confined to books or libraries. It was now just a click away. The internet revolutionized communication, business, and knowledge itself. But this new digital frontier also raised new questions. How would humanity handle this flood of information? Two, the rise of social media and global connectivity. Then came the next transformation, the rise of social media. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube turned the internet into a global stage. People could share their lives, ideas, and opinions like never before. Social media became a powerful tool, not just for connection, but for change. It helped spark revolutions, amplify voices, and shape political movements. But it also had its consequences. Misinformation spread like wildfire. Privacy concerns grew as tech giants collected vast amounts of user data. And as the world became more connected, it also became more divided. The digital age, for all its promises, brought with it new challenges, ones humanity had never faced before. Three, the environmental crisis and the AI revolution. But technology was not the only force shaping the future. As industry and progress surged forward, so did an unforeseen consequence: climate change. Rising temperatures, extreme weather, and mass extinctions signaled an urgent need for change. Would technology be the key to saving the planet, or had it already done too much damage? At the same time, another force was reshaping the world: artificial intelligence. AI began taking over industries, performing tasks once thought possible only for humans. From medical diagnostics to creative art, machines were learning at an unprecedented rate. But this new power came with uncertainty. Could AI surpass human intelligence? Would it liberate society, or make millions of jobs obsolete? And perhaps the biggest question of all, could AI ever think for itself? L4. The future of humanity. The future remains unwritten. Will humanity harness technology for the greater good, or will it succumb to its own creations? Will we become explorers of the stars, or prisoners of our own digital world? One thing is certain: civilization is on the cusp of its next great transformation. The choices we make today will shape the destiny of generations to come. From the dawn of civilization to the digital age, humanity has always pushed the boundaries of what is possible. The question is, what comes next?